Lovely. Good evening, Zambia. Good evening, Africa, and welcome to the analysis program right on KBN TV from Zambia's capital city, Lusaka. With me, Innocent Piri. We are here discussing quite a number of stories that, of course, made headlines during the course of last week as we embark into the brand new week, which begins today. And I have in the studio the three gentlemen who always makes my show very easy and simple as they come out with some deep analysis around the stories that, of course, we always package for you. So welcome to Zambia. In case you were out of the country and you must have missed out some of the stories, please welcome back home. You'll be watching the program on DSTV, channel 279, GoTV, channel 27, and also Top Chat Decoder, channel 102. But the Facebook page and YouTube is also live. Comrade Mike Sichula, he joins me on set. Welcome, Comrade, and good evening to you.
Thank you very much, IP, and good evening to our dear viewers for joining us on Sunday, and also to my fellow panelists who have joined us. And I also want to jump your job to welcome PK. We missed him last week, but today is with us. Thank you very much, IP, once again.
Thank you so much for, doing my job. Very important. It shows how much you've missed PK. Let's welcome Ambassador as well. Ambassador, welcome.
Thank you very much, IP, our host, as usual. I can see you're looking resplendent, as you always outdo yourself every weekend. And thanks to join Sichula. And PK, welcome back. Everybody was asking me last time, said, no, the show was okay, but there was a missing link there. Where was the pastor? I said, the pastor, he must have been preaching and rather praying for the lost souls. But we are very happy that you brought him back to his show.
Thank you, PK. Yeah. You are already welcomed and welcome back home. I know that last week we dealt with a lot of stories, and one of the stories was it was the story to do with the extermination. I know maybe you might have escaped that conversation around, hence we decided to stay home. But wow, you are back again on set. Welcome.
I was scared of deletion.
Of being fumigated.
Of fumigated. But I am overjoyed to be back. Thank you for the outpouring of brotherhood here. I feel the love. And it's an honor to be in front of our dear esteemed viewers. We appreciate you and thank you so much for always keeping us company and the feedback that you give us.
Thank you so much, and let's get into the discussion right away. By the way, PK, I know that beyond the fumigation we also had another internal exercise. How was it? I believe you enjoyed that.
IP, it's not part of analysis.
No, but did you enjoy it?
Who can enjoy
the traditional morning where you were fumigating your boss?
Who can enjoy? Can you imagine? IP cross the line to bring traditional cousinship in a workplace.
In the office.
There shall be consequences.
I just can't wait.
Yes.
But whatever
in the words of General Zyeele, there shall be consequences.
And I know your bullet. Once it comes out, you have no control. Over what it does. I hope it doesn't go through IP and then through
hoping so. And thank you so much, PK, for that. Let's get into it, gentlemen. We've got about 6 stories that are up for discussion. We will start with one of the big statements which has been making news or headlines for the last 7 days to deal with the Zambia Army Commander. That's Commander General Zyeele. In that regards, of course, he's been actually very firm in showing his passion and also, detesting the illegal mining going on in Zambia or in some parts of the country. But of course, let's talk about Mufumbo, which has been quite notorious for over the years. And illegal miners seem to have persisted, insisted that they will still remain there. However, according to General Zyeele, the president, who is the commander-in-chief of the armed forces, gave him instructions that, look, we have to act and fumigate, exterminate where possible, and of course clear all those illegal miners. We will begin from that, but of course let's start with a clip. In case you didn't watch these two clips, then we'll be able to analyze them in very short while.
The directives from the Commander-in-Chief are very straightforward: to exterminate illegal miners. And we shall do that step by step. We don't intend to use force, but obviously when necessary, that is our business, to use force. And I do know there will be consequences in that direction, such as injuries, loss of life, but there's no option available. We're also reminded with the impunity to disobedience of law and order by the illegal miners themselves. We will not allow that impunity to continue, and it can never continue. The underlying assumptions with illegal mining is that it attracts illegal immigrants, and they're also interested in illegal immigrants. Of course, there's fog and friction in Mufumbe, where we have been for a while, and starting this week, probably shall be using force to exterminate, fumigate all illegal miners. Of course, there's a lot of coordination and interaction between ourselves and the Ministry of Mines. Today I'm expecting a call from the Minister of Mines, or I will call him, in order for us to coordinate. I seem to be preempting this because our next destination is a Pika, and I'll be on the peers for us to connect on what we do with the Pika. Obviously, the template of Mufumbe may be different from Pika, but there will be similarities in the lines of operations, or indeed concept of operations. I know that this nuisance has been with Central Province for a long time, but I'm sure it is time for us, we brought it to a dead end, because all of us are alive to the fact of the consequences of illegal mining, and that is to say, illegal extraction of natural resources, which all of us are entitled to, protection of the environment, returning the strata of the soil community. We have sophisticated individuals, and that is why, under the direction of the Commander-in-Chief, we have as a lead element the Special Forces. There is a reason for us to commit Special Forces. There is a reason. Ordinarily, I would have asked the brigade commander to get some of his troops with Zambia Air Force and go and deal with the situation. The Army commander is not saying, as part of a joint interagency operation, I will go in Mufumbe and open fire at enemy. We have targets that we are going to eradicate. And anybody, honorable minister, who is going to make a mistake of pointing a gun at the Special Forces, we will get rid of him. We will get rid of him. When I was saying there will be consequences and loss of life, when the bullet leaves the barrel, we have no control over it. It will hit this guy, it will go to the next guy, and obviously we expect an injury. Honorable Minister, you know that we're not going there and start killing people anyhow. We have our own targets, and those targets, we shall eradicate them. We will eradicate them by any means necessary.
All right, thank you so much. Those are some of the two videos we thought of playing, just to remind you, in case you missed out. We'll begin from here. Speech analyst, what is your take over the extermination, fumigation, statement coming from the Zambia Army Commander General Zyeele?
Well, it's something that caught the nation a bit unaware in terms of the language that was used by the Army Commander. As you may be aware, not everyone is a soldier, so you would not take certain language to be as normal. But I think to him as a general, it was normal for him to speak the way he spoke. Now, let me dissect a bit in terms of how I am looking at this matter. If you recall, President Hakainde Hichilema is on record stating that if the Zambia police fails he's going to use the army to address increasing gold mining or illegal mining of various minerals across the country. So, having said that, there was also again another statement that was issued, even though a number of people may not have paid attention, where the president indicated that as cabinet they had resolved that the issue of illegal mining will have to be confronted
Correct.
by security officials, which includes the Zambia army in this case. That is that we have established. Then, in terms of Mufumbwe, when you look at it, one of the major economic activities in Mufumbwe is agriculture.
Yeah.
And when you look at the population of Mufumbwe, it's not that you find a lot of people involving themselves in mining. Mining is one of those new activities that has come on board within that district. Then, the people that went to Mufumbwe or Kikonge gold mine, they are not primarily from the same district. They traveled all the way across Zambia. You find a lot of people from the Copper Belt, Lusaka, Southern Province, Eastern Province. They went there to do different activities. Not all of them were involved in the digging as per se. Some of them went there to just go and set up like a small restaurant where people can be coming to buy shima and the like, tea and the like and everything, to just make a living out of it. Because if you know the poverty levels in Zambia, they are about 70% poverty levels. So meaning, whenever people see an opportunity of them making an extra income, they can go to that facility, to that place, and begin to make a living out of that place. That is my second point. Then getting back to I think the only challenge that a number of people began to question the Army General, the way he spoke, was the usage of those two words, extermination and fumigation. Those were a bit too strong words that sent a lot of shivers amongst ordinary Zambians who are not even in Mfumbwe. What more the people who were in Mfumbwe when they heard those words? So that was the only negative aspect, because the Army General was saying, I'm speaking on the directive from the Commander-in-Chief, who in this case is President Hakainde Hichilema. But what we need to understand and establish is that the Army General, they have the mandate to inform the President of what is happening through their intelligence system, to say what we have come across in Mfumbwe is A, B, C, D, and probably the President may have asked to say, okay, so what do you think should be done? Because the President is not a trained military official or personnel, he's an economist from what we know. So he probably, even when he's briefed, he will ask, what is the solution? So the solution may have come from the Army General to say, I think the best way is to exterminate and fumigate. So that is, then probably the President may have nodded. So, okay, if you think that is the right way, let's go ahead. Now, the way the Army General spoke, it could mean, it seemed he was also trying to protect life. Life that should not be lost, because the moment those words were issued to the public, it sent a lot of fear and panicking amongst a lot of people who may have been in Lusaka, but they had relatives in Kikonge, and probably they phoned them to say, no, what the Army General has spoken is not something to play with. Because if truly we'll see now, because the operation was a joint operation between the Zambia Police, Immigration Department, and the other departments of the security wings. I want to see how many illegal immigrants have been arrested. I want to see how many, what type of firearms and ammunition have been discovered and recovered from the gold mine. Because if the Army General spoke to that, to say they are sophisticated drones and everything like that, to me I thought it was the best way was to go in silently and capture these people who've got these sophisticated weapons. Because if you warn them without arresting them, do we know where they have gone? If they were just warned, then do we know where they have they have moved from Kikonge, or maybe they have gone into other districts within the country? So the way I thought was the Army General may have sent his message may have been in twofold: to warn those people who are weak-hearted to run away, but those who are strong-hearted and they have got these weapons, they might have run away. This is why I'm saying we are yet to see what type of weapons have been discovered, and also how many illegal immigrants have been arrested by the Immigration Department through this operation. Because to me, I also want to believe that those people who are involved in illegal mining, some of them were being funded by, yes, some foreigners who want to, gold traders, I mean, who may have flooded Mufumbwe, but also we have seen in the past where governing party functionaries have been suspected to be also in this process, where they will get a number of youths, because they say no, there's no improvement among the youths. They will get these youths, go and camp them in these gold mines, provide them with food, and they are mining, and they're also getting paid. So those some of the questions I think should come out after this operation. Right. Let's see how many illegal immigrants have been arrested, how many weapons, as was stated by the Army General, because you cannot say we want to promote national security, you warn people without arresting them. I think the best is to arrest them so that they should not go from one district into another with these sophisticated weapons, as the Army General was talking about.
Right. Ambassador, let's get to you. He talks about arresting the people, but also when you look at the action of the Zambia Army, they don't easily go that route of arresting and dialoguing. Most of the time they implement the extermination word,
let me
killing
thank
or
you.
Eradication.
Indeed. In fact, there were three words IP which were used. There was eradication, fumigation, and extermination.
Correct.
And I'm a student of English literature myself, as well as being a student of history, as well as being a former diplomat and an editor-in-chief. So all these words come into play. Being a student of history, the memories are still vivid and clear of a man from Austria called Adolf Hitler, of economical, height and bushy mustache, who preached those words. He wrote about them in his deranged book, or like Mein Kampf. He talked about eradicating people, fumigating people, and as a result, we saw more than 6 million people, 6 million people of Jewish descent perish. They died, some of them very ghastly, in gas chambers. They were burnt. When I was ambassador of Zambia to the Federal Republic of Germany, one of the countries I had extradition to, accreditation to, was Poland, and I went to one of the cities in Poland called Auschwitz, where you find, they still have the hair that they cut off babies to make carpets, where they still have skulls because they knocked out teeth from people to steal the gold, and where there were kids dressed in their Sunday bests, in bow ties. They were and they were leading them to the gas chambers because such words were used. And I am glad to notice that organizations such as Chapter 1 Foundation, which comprises, I think, more than 15 or 11 non-government organizations in Zambia. You may correct me if I'm wrong, PK, Zyeele, and IP, our host, have criticized this. They've condemned specifically the language that the Army Commander Lieutenant General Zyeele used. They thought that it is in bad taste, and that he could use that kind of language if he likes as much as he wants in a barrack, but not at a press briefing where it is bound to be misinterpreted, or better still, it shouldn't have even come at the very highest level. He should have probably started with his public relations machinery to prepare the people that the army has been assigned by the commander-in-chief of all armed forces to bring sanity, not to exterminate and to eradicate. If you look at the dictionary definition of these words, they are usually used to make reference to pests, such as cockroaches, ants, rats, rodents, snakes, something that disturbs the livelihood of human beings. They are pests. It is the same history that we, when we move away from the 6 million exterminated Jews killed just because of their race. We go to 1994, which is not very long ago, in Rwanda, East Africa. About 850,000 Tutsis and moderate Hutus again died because the Hutus that started an extermination and an eradication and the fumigation against them, they reduced these human beings to pests. In fact, there were words like, let us get rid of the cockroaches, So that was my complaint, and I wrote about it, giving these examples because I did an independent study at university where my case study was Rwanda, so I pretty much understand it, where my case study was also Germany, Nazi Germany, in relation with the extermination of the Jews. So I got concerned, I got some insults, but once the story comes out, it's like a court judgment.
Correct.
It is free for everybody to interpret. Just like the same thing as when the commander of the army says something like, once the bullet is out, we have no control over it. It is the same thing that we are supposed to be able to speak about this, because after all, you may correct me if I'm wrong, we live in a democracy, not a coronocracy. I'm not a kingdom, I'm not a chiefdom.
Correct.
I remember recently, while our president, whom remember last time I said I love so much, he's a cousin and stuff, when he was in Joma at that rally, he said some things that Zambians who voted for him and those that did not vote for him were not happy about. When he talked about, they used to beat you up because you came from Mundubile or Joma. The citizens were outraged. They spoke against that. They said, sir, you are bigger than this. You are our president. We didn't vote for you to say these kind of things. But I'm getting surprised that a man appointed by the commander-in-chief, the commander-in-chief himself didn't mind being condemned. And I think he tried to clarify, and his PR machinery tried to clarify. But we are now being given an impression that the army commander cannot be told that you can't use exterminate, you can't use eradicate, you can't use fumigate. Words matter in communication. You and I here, we are all communications persons. So there is a meaning that always gets attached to a word, and you never know whom you excite to do something. You can say that in a barrack. You can't start saying fumigate and eradicate on national TV.
And these are people.
These are people. Let me just close, because Yasi Chula has already spoken again to me. But let me just close by saying that where there has been a problem nearest to us, it's Ghana. The current president of Ghana, who just took over for the second time, last year, when they had a problem of miners, they didn't call them illegal miners. They just called them miners that were not encompassed in the formal sector.
Right.
So what they did is they passed laws. This is verifiable. They passed laws and they formed a sort of system where they worked legally As a result, from January 2025 to June 2025, Ghana, after legalizing these so-called illegal miners, they became artisanal miners. They gave them an opportunity now to work within the parameters and the umbrella of the laws. If I had to imitate my other good cousin and friend, the Minister of Information, I would say they started to perambulate and promulgate and they started to make sure that they were producing en masse. They did 12,500 kilograms of gold.
And that is to say,
as I speak, under President Hakainde Hichilema, who has promulgated these issues, not a single life was lost. That's what my brother connected.
I'll be coming back to you.
But the bottom line, as you will be coming back where IP is, they gave them an opportunity. They legalized them, and as a result of legalizing them, they produced 12,500 kgs of gold. And Ghana, in 6 months, earned $5.6 billion US, without threatening to promulgate or eradicate
or exterminate
anybody. So. Commander, when we say it's just the language, you know that we are worried about. We do not mean any insult. I mean, we have seen people who are more clever than ourselves, the Makebi Zulus, the Foundation One, the Mundubiles, the members, the Harika lovers, and everybody saying, sir, we know you mean well, but hey, tone down on the language. Because the moment you talk about exterminating people, that means you dehumanize them. And when you dehumanize, it's easy to kill because it's no longer a person, it's a cockroach. You are crushing a cockroach, and there is no compaction for that. But we understand out of those pronouncements, something good is coming out. So commendation against the commander-in-chief. We understand the enemy has fled without you firing a bullet. So we commend. So maybe the methods are bad, but the results are good. So I will end there.
You end there. I'll still come back to you with some follow-up questions, Ambassador. Now, extermination refers to the act of completely destroying, killing, or eradicating a group of people, animals, or pests, as Ambassador you mentioned. PK, what is your take over this matter?
A lot has been said by a number of people and by my colleagues here. When I read a statement yesterday on the Zambia Army page, I thought maybe it is what they say, the end justifies the means. Because the statement that I read on the Zambia Army page said they have successfully completed the mission by 12 hours of yesterday, and it was incident free, which means there was no extermination, there was no fumigation, but there was eradication. So
a different kind of eradication.
A different kind of compliant kind of eradication. So which is why I'm saying it could be that the end may justify the means. The general in his mind knew exactly what he was looking for to end illegal mining. But the choice of words, as expounded by the learned colleagues here, and promulgated, the choice of words was very unsettling, extremely unsettling, especially that you are referring in the minds of most Zambians, you were referring to ordinary Zambians who are struggling to make ends meet. And they have picked that as an opportunity. And then you say the instructions are very clear. So that is where the problem was. But watching the video on the Zambia Army page, an aerial video showing Kikonge mine camp deserted, quiet, only structures dotted, in blue, down there, you can clearly see there is no mercy. It is peaceful. My question then is, if that was the intention, what is the follow-up strategy?
Right.
Is this government now going to say commendations to the special forces? You have, helped us to remove these people, but are we now going to give them structure? Are we going to formalize them?
How do we sustain?
Or are we going to say, you Zambian illegal miners out? We are now bringing investors to come and start digging gold. That is the big question. And if I would like to believe our government has got, machinery to think through the processes, because you cannot eradicate if it's farming, I would call them peasant farmers. But these are so-called illegal miners. You cannot eradicate them, only to probably bring foreign investors to take over. Then the interpretation for most Zambians would be the government does not love its own people. Because if the government loves its own people, the strategy was good to bring in the army to help, first of all, remove them, create order, and then structure them, give them licenses and all of these investment opportunities for the local community, so that the Bank of Zambia can then be the buyer of this gold, as the ambassador has given an example for what happened in Ghana. That also could happen here. I will be a very sad human being here today if I hear that while we applaud the armed forces for the job well done, that it was incident free, but I'll be very sad if I heard that the government has taken a detour from this good path and has brought investors now from outside of Zambia, instead of empowering our own local people and making sure that there are no foreign elements. Because the idea that informed this kind of activity by the special forces was that Kikonge mine had been infiltrated by foreign elements who were armed with dangerous weapons. All right? Now, what we would like to know is what steps are being taken beyond just threatening them out. As Mike Zyeele said, where have they gone? Who is taking inventory?
Will they be back?
Will they be back? So, and how are we going to make sure that only legalized Zambian small-scale miners are allowed to extract? And can the government be the only buyer through the Bank of Zambia? Those are the steps that we would like to see, failure to which, again I say, I will be a very sad Zambian. And my last submission to this IP is, I believe perception is everything.
Right.
Perception is everything. I have never seen, for the wonderful good years that the Lord has blessed me with to be alive in this country, I have never seen an army commander that loves the media than General Zyeele. Commanders are not known to always be in the face of camera. No.
Correct.
They are always known to be the last voices in the back. Last line of defense. Now,
you're right.
Many people are beginning to question, why is it that General Zyeele loves the camera so much, and he would like to speak even dangerous words in front of camera, with the power that he has, constitutional power that he has. It is not a good thing. And people are saying the sensitivity of the period within which we are going to, you don't need those strong words coming from the most respected and decorated army general. You don't need those threatening words. We're going into an election, and he shouldn't be seen to love camera so much. What sort of perception is being created? These are the questions that people are beginning to ask. So kudos to you, General, and the men in uniform for a job well done. But after this, allow the government to put structures to empower the small-scale Zambian miners. And maybe, sir, you may take a backseat from camera. You have too much power, and your words are too powerful. You are threatening Zambians.
Correct. I think, PK, you brought out something very profound. And look, this story has got so many angles if we were in the newsroom right now.
Indeed.
PK, you talked about the infiltration of foreigners into that mining site. So again, I was thinking as we were submitting that how secured are our borders? You know, our borders too porous that we can be allowing the so-called foreigners to come into the country, later on even extend further to go and begin to mine. What does it mean now from the Zambia police side as well? That's the first
immigration.
You get a point. That's the first angle I picked out. But before that, permit me, comrades, to just play a few clips because, of course, kudos to the Zambia Army for doing what was supposed to be done yesterday. But there are some sentiments coming from those who have been evicted from that area. These are the local people from Mufumbo area. So we'll play this video, and later on I'll allow the analysts to dive into the conversation.
ama transport kunota kwaba so twarani na pamitosha bakapokola mwe buteko twapapata mwe buteko ko muri tulanzireni ko ifona tuchula kashi mwa bashani buteko buna ngunifishi bambya batusungira abana oba tusambidisha abana ushakuna tuishire mu kwiba abana byasunga bayiba batakeni vaitolele panga yako alesati yoshani so kwikala shani mutuwele ko mwebuteko konso ko muri baechi echi twapapata mutulanzireko mutuwele nga tukasaikala panganda pamwene mutuwele ko nomba ifwe katukweta matransport tukanina pamitosha abana nangu tukachita shani mesa batusende batufuaile bakateka mutufuaile transport so tunine tuleya imwe twakonga tulaifuaila.
All right, thank you so much. So basically what you are seeing there, PK, and watching Ambassador Comrade Mike Sichula, is that the people, yes, have been removed. The problem has been eradicated, as it were. But people are saying, what have you given us? Where are we going to work from? Where are we going to be getting money to feed our family members? There is an illegality aspect, but people also seem to be stranded. That's number one. I hope I'm not pumping a lot of questions here, but I'll push in one again, which will be the last one, because I want to play the clip of the President Hakainde Hichilema when he was in the opposition, because he assured these so-called illegal miners that when we come into power as UPND, our assignment is to give licenses to the so-called illegal miners. So let's play it back again. Let's go back to the archives and just refresh our memories. Let's have this clip, Director.
What plans do you have for the small-scale miners called the Zyeele on the copper belt?
We'll look after them. How? One, new licenses when we come into office will be given to Zambians and Zambian companies, you people. And if you have no money to mine, to prospect, then you can use that mining license as your capital contribution towards a joint venture. Then you can attract. We will not give licenses to Sudanese, no, and other foreigners, but to the people of Zambia. Vayu fiba nandi misepela. Vajerapo. We will not cheat the way PF has been doing towards an election. They cheat that they've given the Zyeele's Black Mountain. After the election, they withdraw the license, or indeed a share percentage. Why should we give you a percentage? We'll give you a full mining license. And don't worry, we will help you raise capital. We know how to do it. Then, what else are we going to do? We will make sure that you mine in a safe way. You are given support, you mine with proper equipment, so we protect lives. Too many of our people are dying on those dumps, dying in the small-scale mines because they are not given support, technical support on how to mine in a safe way. We'll give you that. The people of Zambia. What else are we going to do? We will make sure that when you mine, for example, manganese, we've given you a license, yes, but you mine manganese, you are not selling the manganese rock, raw material. Because the raw material, you sell it at only $50 per ton. We want to increase value through value addition in our minerals, in our mines. We will put plants, manganese processing plants in Wapula, in Serenje. You, the young people, the Zambian people with your mining licenses, mining support, mining methods, safe methods. A plant it only costs $10 million, an average small manganese plant. You bring in your raw manganese, instead of paying you $50 per ton, when you process, the value now increases from $50 to $1,600 per ton. And that's what we'll be selling, value addition. And then it means you as miners, citizens as miners in Wapula, in Serenje, will get more money per ton than they are getting now. They will be richer, they will be wealthier. That's my dream. After 5 years in office, I want to see more Zambians richer, more Zambians wealthier. Start sharpening your minds now. Get ready. By facing Mfiremu voter. Mfiremu send them NRCs. You register and turn out to vote in big numbers.
All right, so there you have it. Pick up before you lose your thoughts. I want you to be the first one.
Thank you, IP. I mean, it's very clear. It's exactly what I've said. We give commendation to the general and his men for creating order. That is number one. It's like what the president said. You cannot negotiate in court.
Yeah.
So similarly, you cannot create order where there is disorder. So first of all, create order, and we think now we understand what the motivation was. Everyone has run away scampering for their lives, not because they want order, but because they are scared of the words used. But clearly the end result is there is order. Then the question is, are we going now to, in Bemba they say, ichilovolo ndao menshi. Okay? It's a deep one, but...
Yes. Even I didn't catch this one, and I'm supposed to know Bemba more than you.
Oh, really?
Oh, okay.
Oh, no.
You got it,
I got one distinction in Bemba, so you can't compare.
That's a good one.
And my chief's wife hasn't died.
So ichilovolo ndao menshi. What that literally means now is, now that there is order, are we going to see a separation of foreign elements captured and extradited or thrashed out or prosecuted? And then are we going to say, oh, the rest, they've got green national registration cards, so they are Zambians. So what can we do for them? They have already demonstrated the skill and the ability to work. In that video that you showed us, the president was saying there is nothing like illegal miners.
Correct.
You are Zambians, and what we need to do is, first of all, to connect you to resources,
capital,
and to empower you with skills and licenses. Are we
also mining equipment?
Yes. So are we going to see that happening? If it is not happening, why is it not happening? My question is, this thing that has happened in Mufumbwe also happened in Kanyelele, in Mpika, but on a lower scale. They went in there and flushed out the local miners. But have we seen attendant processes that would empower those who were first of all eradicated to create order and bring them back as empowered citizens. This is the bigger picture that we should be asking the government over Kikonge. And here is my 1 cent piece of advice as a comms person. Again, I go back, perception is everything. I saw that other video where someone was saying, "Wa government, abantu bale chula." You understand? Already, that is an emotional message. There was another video I saw of people dancing and saying, "Chivote vote." You saw that?
I watched that.
You watched that?
Yes, I did.
So this is about perception and sensitivity to the season. I like the fact that they are creating order, but let not the order hurt the chances of the implementing government, because the perception would be we are not cared for, and yet you are going into an election and you must be showing care to the same voters. So this is the sensitivity and perception that I am talking about, and my colleagues in government who handle PR and all of these things, they know what I'm talking about. So
yes, they do.
Let there be a bit of caution in the manner they're approaching this matter. It's a good thing. If the end result is to empower locals, it can actually be a strong campaign message for them to say, now we have given you licenses, we have given you equipment, we have given you the buyers, we have empowered you, we are creating millionaires out of our own gold. That can be a powerful campaign message, but they can mess it up if they want to go in militant, and if the other people are going to go in there are foreign entities other than the Zambian empowered local small-scale miners.
Ambassador, that job should have been done by the Zambia police, if you ask me. It is purely the job of the Zambia police to deal with the local threats, local matters, unless matters that deals with territorial, boundaries. Those who can now summon the Zambia army.
IP, our host with the most, as I always commend you, you couldn't have said it much better. There is always a separation, again to use PK's euphemism, on perception. The police are what, like in the United States, would be called Homeland Security.
Correct.
While the army are the ones that you send to draw with drones and planes to go and capture President Maduro and others. So there is always a difference on how you expend these responsibilities. So if those people, despite the fact that there is suspicions that they have been infiltrated by the foreigners, like you have said, firstly, how porous is our borders? We know we've got very large borders. With the Democratic Republic of Congo, for instance, which is where we are near, it's more than 1,000 kilometers. With Angola, equally that large. It is something that we cannot run away from, because we are a land-linked or locked country with 8 countries around us, which is actually advantageous in terms of trade, but can pose a little bit of a threat as far as it comes to securing the borders. So let me get back to just amplify on what the pastor has said. So you have eradicated this problem, but what solutions have you given them? Perception is very, very important. There is already talk amongst civil society, amongst the churches, amongst the opposition, that history shows that what happened in Mufumbwe when a couple of miners were shot towards the end of last year, there is some belief and even some rumor that that land that had gold, the Igoli of Zambia, has since been taken over by friends of the government, investors and something, because we haven't seen, and this is where a challenge I would like to pose to the newsrooms, to you, IP, and others, to say, after Mufumbwe, what happened? Did the mining completely stop?
The aftermath.
The aftermath. All that gold that we saw dripping from the soil.
Where has it gone?
Where has it gone?
Yeah.
Is somebody mining it or not? This is January 24th. So those shootings occurred about October, November. What has happened? Can we also visit the cadastre or the Ministry of Mines and Mineral Resources to find out whether licenses have been issued in that area? And what happened to the people that were dispossessed, the people that found that mine? The artisanal guys that we have given an example of what happened in Ghana. There is a similar issue right now in Zambia of deforestation. They say you have to stop people from cutting down the trees. But if their livelihood is to sell malasha, if their livelihood, Zyeele, is to cultivate a patch of maize, they need to cut down those trees and grow the groundnuts. If you do not give them an alternative, they will continue cutting down the trees. They will not stop. I am sure if you are geopolitical savvy and you follow international news, you will know that it's the same perennial problem the United States of America has had trying to fight the geopolitical drug wars with Colombia, with Mexico. They said, let's go and fumigate. They actually did the real fumigation, which General Zyeele is talking about. They went and fumigated the poppy crops, the crops where they grow cocaine from. They fumigated them with poison, and they also killed a couple of farmers and that kind of thing. But they didn't give them an alternative, as Pastor Kennedy Mamboy was saying. So they went back. So you cannot stop the cocaine from flowing from Colombia into the United States of America, because those people, that is the only livelihood that they know. As I wrap up, let me localize it. Again, a commendation, as Pastor Kennedy Mamboy has said to Lieutenant General Zyeele, that, the end justifies the means. Yes, you scared the illegal miners, and I strongly do not like that word of illegal for people that are sacrificing snakes, scorpions, and everything. Our own president from that video said that these are not illegal miners. These are people who are innovative, who are trying to create jobs. Today we should illegalize them. Why don't we legalize them? And I'm coming back to what President Michael Sata, the 5th president of Zambia, who was a pretty radical man and was always thinking in a basic and rudimentary manner, but that always works. Whenever he was in the campaign mode and everybody wanted to say, let us eradicate the vendors from the streets, let us fumigate them, he said, no, you can't fumigate them, you can't eradicate these vendors. Mwaliwakulira mo market uko ya mkushitishe fintu fyabwe fyumbu fyabwe nembala shabwe
Vena Zambia
Tema miners, ero imwe wa Zambia yo a problem because if you feel imwe wa Zambia you can get jobs. No abana benu mulefu abana benu bale bomba ababera abana babo bale bafe bakaboy.
As a matter of fact, he said, you educated Zambians. Cowards.
That you have popped it straight. But the point I was trying to make, again on perception, as a rider to Pastor Kennedy Mamboy, is the fact that a man with a humble education, like President Michael Sata, was intelligent enough to know that you cannot uproot the guy from selling on Cairo Road or Chachacha Road without building markets. So it's the same question that we are asking our dear president and our dear commander, to say, well, as Zyeele has said, are we going to see them come back? What have you given them to ensure that they don't come back? Or what have you done to ensure that they come back legalized, self-skillful, and they contribute positively?
Or if at all they will come back.
Or if at all they will come back. If they don't come back, what are they going to be doing? Are they gonna, metamorphosize into some? Now I'm sounding like Brother Cornelius for real. Are they going to metamorphosize into something else, or symbiotically just amalgamate into another form and go back there? Those are some of the things that we should perambulate as we look at this.
You're abusing your cousinship. You're abusing your cousinship.
We haven't made this here. I'm trying to get his attention so that we can synthesize. How are you here? So that is the bottom line. And the language, again, as the PK has said, in a democracy, that language is not good. I mean, we'll give an example under the force that you have used, the example that you gave yourself, IP. Should we use the police and the immigration, or should we use the army? In the United States, in the state of Minnesota, Minneapolis, they are having a problem because there is this force called ICE, which is the immigration and customs emergency, agency. That is going around. In 2 months they've killed 2 people. Another one is just 6 hours ago. They shot a 37-year-old guy, boy, cold blood. They did that to a woman, another 37 in cold blood. In 9 months they are making President Donald Trump look very, very bad. Some people are saying, amongst the many hurdles that he has in order to retain both the House and the Senate in the midterm elections, November 3 this year, are hard because instead of using normal law enforcement, he decided to use the militia. So these are the overtones that PK was talking about.
Right.
The perceptions. What is going to happen? The guys there that have been gotten out, what are they thinking? Were we doing the right thing when we voted for the current government? Or should we look at an alternative that will give us back these mines or will give us something else to do?
Right. Comrade speech analyst, I want you to conclude.
Well, I think Ambassador and PK have ably handled this matter. But I also want to add a piece of advice to the government, because these Zambians have demonstrated that even without adequate resources like gadgets, they have been able to go into a place, discover God, and begin to mine. So why is it that all the time the government is reactive? I have heard from people who are who defend the environment, like Ambassador was talking about, you are cutting down trees. Look, yes, you are speaking. You are saying there's in those at that mine there's a lack of facilities like toilets. They have just made makeshifts and so on and so forth. But I think this is where the Zambian government fails the Zambian people. Zambians have gone into that gold mine. Like I said, I did say to say most of them, some of them did not go there to mine. They went there to provide the service, set up like a smoke and timber, cooking in Shima, a restaurant, cooking in Shima, just like that, They went there to earn a living. But look at the local authority in Mufumbwe. Why, even if you can say no, it was an illegal kind of a settlement, why didn't they move in to set up these other facilities? Yes, it's an illegal, we understand, but if an outbreak of cholera, for instance, broke out, all these people who flood government health centers. So I think there's a problem that we have in this country. We want to be reactive, and when we react, we want to react in a way that people are not given any alternatives. They are left to just fend for themselves, whatever they are going to do. So in this case, it is a call to the government to look at these small-scale miners. Don't look at them. Don't listen to these technocrats who are saying, no, these are illegal miners. These are Zambians who have seen an opportunity to earn a living through a sector that has been dominated by foreign nationals. There was a similar case, I think, in Mumbwa of a gold mine. Locals complained, but as we speak today, the gold mine has been given to a foreign national. Zambians, yes, Zambians have not had any say.
Any benefit.
And currently, as we speak, the exportation of gold is like free for all. Any Zambian, any person who comes into Zambia, they can export gold. So I think one of the best measures the Zambian government should put in place is where the Bank of Zambia they stop the illegal any export of gold, because some of this gold has gone into private hands where the government has got no control. The Bank of Zambia becomes the sole buyer of our gold. That way, Zambians are going to see the benefit of having gold in their country. But when you go today, most of these chiefdoms today, where there are minerals, we've spoken about on this issue, we've spoken about Rufwanyama, where we have the best emeralds. But when you go to Rufwanyama today, it's a very sorry state of affairs. And we have a government, we have a minister of mines, and we have members of parliament. They don't see anything wrong with that. Just imagine, LP, the best emeralds in Zambia come from Rufwanyama. Is it Elon Musk?
Elon Musk, yes.
He made, part of his wealth, he made it from Zambia through his father having an emerald mine in Zambia. Today is one of the richest men in the world.
No, not one. He's the richest.
Okay. Now you get it. He's the richest. He's the richest. But look at going to Rufwanyama if you are going to find any richest Zambian. I mean, who's mining and is the richest. So it's a very sad state of affairs. And I think if the government has taken this route of empowering artisanal mines, I think the empowerment should not just end on giving someone a certificate.
Right.
The empowerment should be backed with all these gadgets, all these refineries, that the small ones that they can set up, so that they should be benefiting their families as well.
Right.
Because this issue, you push them today, you eradicate them today, then tomorrow you go there with your suits to say, no, this miner, this foreigner has come, you are going to create discontent amongst your fellow Zambians. So say, oh, so they chased us to bring this one, so that us, we should remain like a boy, like Peter was saying in Saka's language, so that Zambians should begin now to work for these foreigners.
Exactly.
I think that would be a very, very bad message to the Zambians that the UPND government are going to send, if that is going to happen.
All right, we'll leave it there. I know it's a shocking story. We might come back again next week on Sunday, talking about the same.
Host, with your permission, I just wanted to shout out a statistic on gold.
Okay,
I'll give you less than a minute.
A minute, quickly.
Less than a minute. So under the administration of President Edgar Lungu, with the governorship of Christopher Muvunga, in December 2020, Zambia decided buying gold from artisanal miners. And by July 2021, Zambia had bought about 15,392 ounces of gold at a cost of more than 604.3 million kwacha. Calculate that in $2. It was a long time. The gold acquired came from actually established mines such as Kansanshi copper mines through Zambia Copper Gold, the company, a subsidiary of Zyeele. So under a minute that you say, the blueprint is already there.
Right.
So this thing of calling these people illegal miners, illegal Zambian, illegal broadcaster, I mean, they might as well be. It should not be on.
Wow.
I just thought I should.
Yeah, and actually, what
Mavunga and Edgar Lungu aspect of things.
Right. I know, Comrade Mike, you want to come.
Yeah, we can go.
Let's
we can
move
proceed.
on. We've got 20 minutes remaining. Can you believe that?
Wow.
Yeah. 20 minutes.
So all
remain.
that glitters is definitely
God. So take us to the next biggest story then.
Yeah, so quickly we need to look. Yeah, let's talk about the president. President Hakainde Hichilema, of course, has received a lot of criticism. Others were asking for the president. Is the president sick? Where is he? And two, of course, he came out at some point at some targets, putting up some photo shoot there. And of course, we saw him that the man was well and alive. But of course, the conversations and allegations continued that the president might be unwell. But however, the debate is over. The president is back in Lusaka after a long conversation around his health and stuff like that. So let's begin from there. A minute, each one of you. PK, the boss is back.
Yeah, one thing we need to run away from as Zambians, it's this habit of rumor mongering.
Yeah.
It doesn't help anyone.
No.
Yeah.
If you don't know any facts, you don't have any facts, it's better to just be quiet.
Indeed.
But to want to peddle a narrative that you cannot substantiate is very unfortunate. And this is typically the case of the head of state.
Correct.
He went for holiday, and somehow people started speculating. The reason why they were speculating, I have no idea. And they were forcing now the man to go to the toll gate, to go and start interacting with the community, with animals. Ordinarily, if he's interacting with these animals, he's not supposed to go live, but he's answering to those unsubstantiated, issues. That I'm here taking selfies through the wire and the passerbys. You see, so I just feel like this, attitude and culture of rumor mongering is not good and it's not healthy for our nation. Having said that, the presidential handlers, people who do his PR, should never always be on the back foot.
No.
They should always own the narrative.
Right.
Project the message. The president is here. The president is all right. They should never be room for speculation. Reactive communication is bad. We leave reactive communication in crisis issues because it's after the fact. But in matters where you can own the narrative, I mean, I've been a communicator all my life, career-wise. I know these things that you can never leave communication to reactivity. You are actually showing that you are not ready, you are not well prepared. They must be seamless communication. You issue one statement, the head of state has taken leave, and you'll be back on this date. During his absence, the second in charge is Madam Nalumango. That's it. Anything else will be speculation. People will be saying, but you were here.
There's a statement already here.
Yes.
Yeah.
Just make reference.
But but in between you see this one comes in, says this, the minister of information says he's back from Choma, is in State House. Next you hear, no, he has, people are now even posting his flight, helicopter flight detail from F-24. Oh, we've seen he went to Livingstone. He went all that is speculation.
When they
Why?
can make matters very simple.
Very simple. It's all speculation because there is no communication from the right officers.
Right. Ambassador, quickly, your take over this. I know you wrote a very interesting article in terms of you talked about the channel of communication, diplomacy, all those like that.
So presidential
management, all those.
Indeed, I'll just write on the PK once again. The term he uses in comms, reactive communication, sometimes it's called firefighting. You know, you can prevent a fire by simply coming up with a statement. You prevent the fire. But once that story has come out without your control. What you're doing now is firefighting.
I see.
And that's what we have seen.
Tufishi filomba.
Ukushimye omuliro.
Wow.
And then you're forgetting and chimemba bali kotako natie abakomaire nondonishi
Bali omulema.
So you've given them all this impetus to start cooking up things.
Right.
I will speak from experience where before I left for the Foreign Service.
Correct.
After I left the Daily Mail to go into the Foreign Service, I was part of the kitchen PR team of President Edgar Lungu. And unfortunately, in March, during International Women's Day, the president, due to low sugar, he ran out of gas. It's like a car, ran out of gas and it stops. And he collapsed. So we said we want to avoid what happened under President Michael Sata, where his handlers kept on doing the firefighting that we have seen happen. So myself, Brother Amos Chanda, who was then the de facto press president, Brother Emmanuel Mwamba to an extent, and the Minister of Information, we said we shall have health bulletins. 7 o'clock we'll say, oh, President Edgar Lungu is still at Maina Soko Hospital undergoing medication and checks. 12 o'clock would come and say, oh, the doctors and the medical team at Maina Soko have said that there are complications which can only be taken care of in South Africa. 5 o'clock would say, oh, the team has now decided to fly him off to South Africa for further medical attention. So we shut down everybody. There was nothing to speculate about.
Right.
There was no fire to be fought.
Right.
Because there was a constant report on what was happening. And that comes first from the admission that the president was unwell. And we came to that conclusion that the president was unwell because we know he was not a helicopter or a car. Helicopters and cars too undergo service. What about a human body? As you grow old, your parts. I think I was just talking to somebody that last week I woke up and I felt some pains in my bones, and I was like, oh my God, am I getting like my father before me? God, I'm only in my 50s. Am I growing old? But I think maybe this is the time to do a medical checkup. So all we are saying is, next time this kind of thing happens, please do not be shy of the fact that the president can fall ill because he's a human being.
As a matter of fact, Ambassador, if we do not communicate, we leave room to
speculation,
to fictitious prophets from Nigeria,
especially from Nigeria,
who do not receive prophecy from God about Tinubu.
No,
they receive
about Zambia.
They receive prophecies about Zambian president.
Zambian president.
It's very shocking.
They'll tell you your president is unwell.
I told you, I was the one who said Edgar Lungu was not going well.
Can you imagine?
It is the same thing with President Zyeele. I can see it happening.
And yet Tinubu there.
Tinubu, the old man.
I don't know if
remember
he's
what
already
day
sick
it
or
is.
not.
He doesn't know what time it is. But there is no prophecy. So just to buttress what my pastor is saying, just say it. Normally, I think because my pastor was saying sometimes there's no need for this speculation. But what raises speculation, especially from us as media and comms and even skeptics and sometimes protagonists and antagonists, is the fact that maybe the holiday has always been 3 days or 4 days. So when you see it enter the 20th day, it raises speculation.
Exactly.
So in order to steal that fire, which Vapika is talking about,
issue a well-organized statement.
Said, normally the president should
has
have been
extended
back, in 10 days, but he's not feeling very well, or he's trying to look at another cow, so that we make sure that we increase this agriculture thing. Then you close it.
I see.
But if you try to pretend that he's superhuman, you are opening up the Nigerians to come up with prophecies.
Fake prophecies.
For that matter.
And those prophecies, they feed the rumor mongering meal, which I already said. Which I already said. Zambians, they are caught up in this rumor mongering.
They love rumor mongering,
and they're too religious.
Exactly. If you tell them that Pastor Kennedy Mambwe, due to his extensive work in the media, has just been given a contract which is going to ensure that KBN TV expands in all Southern African countries. They don't even want that. But if you tell them that Pastor Kennedy Mambo's KBN TV is struggling, it is likely to be shut down tomorrow because
God forbid. God forbid. God forbid.
Even when they call, even the people you don't get calls from, they'll
call you.
IP.
Our things.
Our things.
Is it true?
Spoken to this guy.
Is it true?
Is it true?
What is true?
We understand you're going down.
Mede.
Do you want to give us money or what?
Yeah.
What do you ask?
So they love that guy. So don't. Media team, you are our friends. Like we said that we perambulate together.
You see, sorry, Ambassador.
No.
You're saying the media team at State House.
At State House.
They are our friends.
Yes.
And I think they need to work together.
That's another thing.
If they can work together, they can create a great product.
Yeah.
But some of them are lost in running Causeway, attacking Rora Miti there. That's not your job. That's not your job.
In fighting.
You understand?
And you're supposed to be on the same team.
Instead of building and projecting the presidency, you are using guerrilla gutter media to attack citizens. You are failing your job.
And procedural, if you ask me, shouldn't have taken, for example, Tabo Kawana, PS Minister of Information, to get hold of the president and speak to him live on TV. It should have been the State House themselves, officials, to give us the information.
Yes, but
so at some point I was almost blaming Tabo Kawana, but I said, no, I think he's done a good job because
he saw someone is not doing.
Exactly.
If you saw
someone is sleeping at State House.
The essay I wrote.
Exactly, and someone
I said, if you want, blame him. But the man is a master at theatrics.
Correct.
And whatever you want to say about him, he's able to get out the desired message.
Correct.
Again, to borrow the term from Pastor, you may condemn his methods.
Maybe the Amasa and the team, they are fast asleep.
Exactly.
So Tabo Kawana say, let's do it quick. I'm just saying maybe though. You're closing on that.
I think the problem.
But also maybe, gentlemen, something you've left out on the rumors. Let's understand that. So the first time the President again this year is suffering from these health rumors. We've had, for example, Mwanawasa himself. To a point where people had even declared Mwanawasa that he has died when the man was okay.
No, he was dead, but others said he was jogging.
He was jogging in London.
There you go.
When he was dead.
You understand? Fast forward again.
In two places at the same time.
Correct. Fast forward, let's talk about Edgar Lungu himself.
Indeed.
He also suffered over these issues. But if you check the videos, President Hakainde Hichilema in the opposition, he was among those who were critical, questioning the health of President Edgar Lungu. Say, look, you are not God, The people around the presidency, there's no harm, there's no need of you hiding when the president is unwell. Tell us, we begin to pray for him. So there's nothing sinister about all these issues. Comrade, I just wanted to bring this to your attention.
No, thank you very much.
When a number one citizen, for example, is missing, even here, if PK, who is the chief man here, the head of this media house,
if he hasn't
not
come
seen
by
for the
2
last,
o'clock.
Yes, he's not seen for 3-4 days. People begin to ask me, IP, where is the boss? You understand? There you go. Maybe he's gotten ill or something like that after that powder and stuff like that. People who give comment.
I think my view is that the President Hakainde Hichilema has created this monster because of the way he's been handling himself. The president portrays himself that he works 24/7. I think he's spoken so it's work after work,
not party after party,
not party after party. That has created a certain narrative to Zambians to say the president doesn't get sick. No, the president is a human being like you and I. The president, from the time he got into office, as a nation, we were supposed to be informed whether the president has gone for whatever medical review. It's normal for the sitting head of state to go for a medical review. It's normal. You PND praise singers, it's normal for the president. You know, I find it very disturbing and worrying because when Cresson Hamasaka issued the statement, you know, the way he wrote the statement to say, no, the president can govern anywhere, even in Chamboli. The president is not like others who went for to Mfue to go and drink, to go and play pool. Who said the president cannot play pool? Who said that?
Yeah. Or cannot drink whiskey.
Who said that?
He's a human being.
He's a human being. That's why a holiday is a place where you go to unwind. Because when you are in State House, there are a lot of problems that you encounter. You want to sit before you do what you think is a priority of the day. There's a call from Mufumbwe, like we have been discussing. So, no, the president, here the chiefs, maybe they are not happy with your move. You need to attend to that. So when you take a leave, you are going there to unwind, to feel like your normal self, away from the office of the presidency. Now, like PK and the ambassador have spoken about, I think the communications department of State House have let the president down. So I really don't know whether it's the president who is not availing details to his team, or it is the presidential team that wants to be antagonistic in the way they want to churn out information. Because look, I tried to search for a press statement from State House that said the president had gone on leave. I searched, I didn't find it. I don't know if any of you saw it.
No, I didn't see any.
Because if Mr. Hamasaka had issued the statement to say the president has gone on leave for 10 days, but if you don't tell Zambians to say the president has gone for 10 days, then in 10 days it becomes 20 days, Zambians have got the right to ask, where is our president, Mr. Hamasaka? The president draws taxpayers' money. It is not you who pays him. It is the Zambian people who pay him. And they deserve an answer. It's not that when someone asks to say, where is the president, then they don't mean well. Because even when the president was speaking on that live show, the president was saying, he did say something that, but why is it that people want to wish me bad? He has forgotten that his team has not told the nation exactly what he is doing. I don't think it's an issue for the president to begin to ask, to say, but why didn't people say so if they really wanted to know whether I'm sick or not sick? The president needs to understand that he is a normal human being. Like ambassadors said, the president is over 40, and when you are over 40, over 50, when you are over 50, there are certain things that don't stop, they stop just functioning.
Your bones start to shake a bit.
Yes. Comrade, there's nothing to say, me, I grew up in the village.
No, it's like a second-hand car. You know?
So
it needs more service.
It needs more service. At a certain age, you are going to have these knocks, where you are supposed to go to a clinic, and you can actually proudly say, "Oh, I've gone to the clinic. I was feeling A, B, C, D." There's nothing wrong to say that as a president.
But in the nutshell, the president is okay. And he didn't go to the hospital. He was at his farm. The only thing is there was no communication.
Correct.
That's simple.
Correct.
That's it.
Correct.
Because, comrade, look, if the president went for 1 week, State House should have communicated. The president has gone for 1 week, and he asked for privacy. Because he's entitled to annual leave. A president is entitled to annual leave according to the labor laws. So I don't know why State House and the communications team, they want to play around this issue, which is a very normal state of affairs.
All right, let's talk about the affairs at the national broadcasters, the NBC. Of course, we've seen that the Director General, Mr. Barry Rwando, actually decided to take leave or to part ways with the national broadcaster, according to the statement issued by PS Minister of Information and Media, Tabo Kawana. We will look at this statement quickly, then from there we will share a minute, each one of us.
I want to take the opportunity to announce also to the nation that as of yesterday, Friday the 23rd, the board of ZNBC and the Director General of ZNBC, Mr. Barry Rwando, agreed to mutually separate and go their separate ways. And therefore, yesterday, Friday, marked the last day of work for Mr. Rwando as Director General of ZNBC. And also, Mr. Ruben Kajokoto has been appointed by the board to act as Director General for the time being. So I want to make it very clear that the separation of the Director General was a mutual agreement between the board of ZNBC and the Director General, who both agreed to mutually separate and go their separate ways. So now we have we have an acting Director General in ZNBC, and Mr. Ruben Kajokoto, and Mr. Barry Rwando was his last working day yesterday, Friday, 23rd January.
Right, thank you so much. That's Atawo Kawanadea, PS Minister of Information and Media, announcing the departure of the Director General, Mr. Barry Rwando. PK, within a minute or less, if you can.
Well, there's very little that I can say because I don't know under what circumstances they have parted, or we have been told amicable agreement, mutual agreement. But there must be, issues behind there that have triggered that, because, he still had a contract running.
Yeah, correct.
Or if it had come to an end, it needed to be renewed.
Oh, yeah.
So we are not privy to whether or not he abrogated the terms of reference, whether or not his KPIs were not met, whether or not he started giving coverage to the opposition, we do not know. So it is very difficult to comment. We can only wish Mr. Barry Rwando all the very best, and we are hoping reforms in ZNBC through the new act, the new ZNBC Act, to make it a true national broadcaster. Will help to sanitize and remove politics out of how ZNBC runs. Otherwise, I would much rather spend time talking about Mundubile, who was opted to seek nomination.
Indeed. Say we gotta move on.
Let's leave ZNBC alone.
We'll get there. Don't worry. It's the next story, actually. But I think something profound that we can talk about around ZNBC. Look, PK, you talked about coverage to the opposition. ZNBC, they are supposed also to give coverage to the opposition. That hasn't been witnessed, for example, under the reign of Mr. Barry Rwando. Can we expect that the new DG will be able to equalize the airspace to the opposition and everybody else? Ambassador, quickly.
I doubt whether that would happen. I think if you look at the pattern of state media mostly, and I headed one of the state media, the Zambia Daily Mail. So there is basically an unwritten rule that he who pays the piper calls the tune, which should not be the case. Which, in my view, this Brother Barry Rwando is a very good friend of mine. I know him. He's older than me, maybe 2-3 years. But I've known him way back when they were on the sports desk himself and Brother Sam Sakala, the man of all seasons. And I was a young reporter myself on the Post newspaper. So we used to hang out. To the time he went to do his master's degree in the UK and was working as one of the senior managers at Zamcom. He's got a very outstanding CV. I know he's personal friends with Brother John Sangwa, State Council. They went to school together. For me, the Barry Rwando story, unfortunate as it may be, together with the board of ZNBC, it calls for major reforms for state-owned media institutions. I think they will work much better and cover the opposition, as you so wish, IP, because it's a taxpayer-funded institution, just like the Times of Zambia, the Daily Mail, the other Zanis. But they cannot really be expected to work independently when they have no security of tenure. I had no security of tenure when I was managing director and CEO of the Zambia Daily Mail. So you are always walking on a sharp glass. You are always walking a tightrope. You don't know when you wake up today whether you will have a job by the end of the day. So they don't work the same way that the BBC works. They do not work the same way that Voice of America used to work. The Barry Rwando and board story must wake up the PK, the Costa Mwansa, and other people who are in the left, right, and center of pushing the free media agenda to say, can we please lobby for security of tenure for the Director General of ZNBC and for the board? You know, the Director General or the President of the BBC can tell of Downing Street, number 10 Downing Street, that we are not going to do this. It can investigate a story on number 10 Downing Street. Right. It can expose lawmakers in the Zambian, in the British House of Lords, House of Commons. It has the powers because their heads have a security of tenure. Right. So for me, that's how I would like to do. And if they had a security of tenure, they would have this week on Sunday interview, they would have IP talking about malpractices in the media. The next week they will have PK doing the same thing, and the next thing they would have a government official. But now they know they have to tread a fine line, because he who pays the piper calls the tune. So I am appealing that all of us that are interested in greater media freedom and in greater independence of the media should start using this to call for security of tenure for boards of state-owned media institutions. Security of tenure to make them more professional and to make them more independent. Very sad, Brother Barry, but I know you are a good man, and I have no doubt even this one shall come to pass.
Right. I'll have to skip you, comrade. We'll be back next week. I think this could be another maybe trending story, because you need to understand how many DGs have been at ZNBC in the last 4 years. Those are some of the news angles we leave out sometimes. And let's look at the biggest story again on our menu this evening. We look at one presidential aspirant in a brand Mundubile and Procoso member of parliament, who is also Patriotic Front MP, their senior member of the Central Committee. But however, he decided to file his nominations as one of the Tonse chairman or chairperson in the Tonse Alliance, which has expelled the Patriotic Front. Let's just watch this video of Brand Mundubile, and then we hear what he spoke about regarding his stance to file his nominations under Tonse.
Okay, in the Tonse Council of Leaders, I'm one of the leaders in the Tonse Council of Leaders, and I have been. All I'm doing is to vie for a position within that council higher than where I am. All right, so people should not mistake my contesting of chairmanship to quitting PF. I've been in Tonse. President Lungu appointed me to Tonse. I've been in Tonse. So if I was PF as a national chairperson for Tonse, I still am PF. It should be understood. So as regards who may fight or not fight me, that's not for me to answer. I think the Zambians are very tired of the fights within the political space. It's always that politician reconciling with the other now, or having tea, a quarrel yesterday, and so on. Let it be about the Zambian people. Now it's about the Zambian people. The farmers that have been waiting for their payment for 7 years, 7 months, have been waiting for us to fight for them. The kids who are going to school, sitting in one class, 120 of them, are waiting for us to speak for them. The taxi drivers, the bus drivers, who are paying 30 kwacha per litre, are expecting us to speak for them. The people who are experiencing load shedding and high cost of living are expecting us to speak for them. So it can't be about politicians themselves. It's about the Zambian people. So we want to put the fights behind. What Tonse needs a leader. Tonse needs a chairman, because the chairman for Tonse, President Lungu, died a couple of months ago. There is need to replace the chairman with a substantive chair. And what we are doing, we are not going through any negotiated process. We're going through a democratic process. I had a meeting with one of the contenders, Professor Danpol. We agreed to say, look, we're going for this position. I told him, if you win, I'm going to support you as chairman. He equally said, if I win that position, he's going to support me. And that is democracy. That's the democracy that we fought for. So to answer and so forth, I think even for you, so far, you're tired of politicians fighting. You know, we're not there to save you. It should not be headlines every day, politicians reconciling and then fighting again and so on and so forth. We have to take a step to begin to serve the Zambian people, both in opposition and in the ruling party. Yeah, so I want you so far to be tired of politicians fighting. I want you to demand that politicians should start saving you, so that some of the challenges we're going through should be a thing of the past. The other question was on electricity and fuel. Yeah. Yes, these two.
All right, thank you. That's Mr. Brian Mundubile, their presidential candidate ahead of the elections in August this year, 2026. I'll begin from here. My neighbor, Comrade Speech Analyst, what do you make of Brian Mundubile? So we've got 10 minutes remaining. If we can share 1 minute, 30 seconds each, then it'll be better.
Well, on this one, I'll be very brief. Right. I think Mr. Brian Mundubile has seen that the only way for him to be on the ballot this coming August is to play a tactic of being unruly, in inverted commas, because he has seen that the faction led by Mr. Given Luinda seems to be dragging without arriving at the final destination, which a lot of Zambians are waiting to say maybe the PF now are going to be united and have a candidate that we are looking for and begin to give support to. So Mr. Mundubile, doing what he has done, I think he has played his political cards very well, and from the way I'm looking at how even the people that surround him and accompanying him to every move that he's taking, they seem to be keeping their cards close to the chest, but there's an indication that Mr. Mundubile is going to be on the ballot in August. It will not definitely be on the PF, because I do not see the PF being on the ECZ ballot this August, but the PF can only be through other special purpose vehicles, such as the FDD, such as the National NCP, and others that may come up. So Mr. Mundubile wants to take a first step, and he has taken a first step, and I don't think the PF will stop him in any way.
He's not stopping, he's not wasting time at all.
No.
Ambassador, is it BM8?
BM8.
Yeah.
I think he has shown courage, among the other candidates. I think he has been crunching his numbers. He has looked at the fact that there is 4 months now remaining before there will be nominations. And then he has seen that the PF, that is the PF which does not belong to Mr. Chabinga, is saying they are still going to kick the can down the road, and they will only have their convention by February. By February, we don't know whether it's the end of the February. Remember when we were here about 2 weeks ago, we had the date of by January 12th, we will hear something, and we doubted. We said January 12th will be tomorrow. Nothing is going to happen, and nothing has happened, and we haven't had anything happen. I will just repeat what I said last time, that as the speech analyst has said, we have seen a number of people around him. We have seen members of parliament coalesce around him. We have seen mayors coalesce around him. We have seen other people in the structures of Patriotic Front coalesce around him. So he has made a decision that he does not want to miss that train in May. I am just wondering, those that are stopping him, who do they want then? Has anybody stopped anybody? in the Patriotic Front to say, oh, I also want to run.
No.
Celestine, you cannot run. Uncle Given Luwinda, you cannot run. Brother Emmanuel Mwamba, you cannot run. Why has there been this consternation to try and stop the man from expressing and even filing a nomination? If you are opposed to that, why don't you just simply throw your hat in the ring and also say, I am running? I have written actually an article I called Saturday Reflection on my page yesterday, which is quite widely followed, where I said, the best thing in all these political shenanigans, especially 6 months towards the elections, would be to work together. Because it is good for democracy to have a strong united front and for the opposition than to fight. But why are they fighting one person without saying who their alternative is? I would say, like I said last time, is let the man run. If you are interested, throw your hat in the ring and compete with him and run. You cannot start stopping people in a democracy to give an expression of interest that they want to contest the top job. I think, in my view, the only thing that you do when you do that is you amplify the noise, the fragmentation within yourselves, and in turn, you give the power and impetus to the ruling party, to borrow the words that PK had used 2 weeks ago when we sat on the same platform, is that when you show that you are failing to unite amongst themselves, to decide to unite, the people will make a decision on your behalf. Because eventually, they say, we are tired of your bickering, we are tired of your cat fighting, we are tired of the beauty contest. Who is the prettiest of them all? Is it Brian? Is it Given? Is it Celestine? You know, people want decisiveness. There is a saying that in the absence of water, people will drink sand.
And I'm asking myself quickly, Ambassador, which political party can the Given Luwinda team use, or which political party are they going to use? Because I think I was listening to something very interesting yesterday. I think an online conversation, and someone said there was a time at which Given Luwinda, he wanted to bring in the Socialist Party of Comrade Fred Membe into the Tonse to be one of the people's vehicles, and everybody rose in arms. So no, ECR only left 2 political parties, NCP and FDD, as the special purpose vehicles. So we cannot go with SP. Now, I'm now asking myself, Luwinda and the team, they are going ahead with a convention maybe in February, as I've mentioned, but also Chifumu Banda, whose political party is being used now as a special purpose vehicle.
With Chawama.
Yeah, but Chifumu Banda has also filed in nominations. What does it mean, quickly?
Okay, what it means to me, simple, is that State Council Chifumu Kingdom Banda appreciates that there must be competition, and that competition is healthy.
Yeah.
And that despite the fact that we gave you Chawama to use as a special vehicle, I am also interested. I am not going to stay away in Shafuite. I'm not going to stay away like the others are doing. I'm also going to put in some money and express interest to run. Wow. Meaning I am open, and they showed us politically the optics were very good. We saw Brother Brian say, if I lose, I shall support my big brother. And the big brother said, if I lose, I shall support my young brother. I think as it should be, not the same people in the same family mounting a war to bring down one person because he has said he's going to show interest and that we are going to run on PF, when we know very well, we don't know, I don't know for a fact, but I doubt whether Brother Brian Mundubile or Brother Given Lubinda or Brother Celestine Mukandila are going to be given nomination papers by Robert Chabinga to run. I doubt very much, and I also have my serious doubts. I love and trust the justice system of Zambia, but I also doubt very much whether that court issue will be heard before the elections or before the nomination.
I want to be a prophet. I want to be a prophet. It will not be heard.
That's a prophet.
You are more prophetic.
That is
than
my
I am.
prophecy.
Wow.
Yes. So just in conclusion,
Right.
I think they should let Brother Brian run. If he wants to work together with Brother Makebi Zulu, let him do that. If he wants to work together with Brother Harry Kalaba, let him do that. If he wants to work together with
Socialist Party,
Friedman,
let him do that.
Let them do that. There is enough room for everybody to work together. What should not happen is to stop one person's ambitions.
Right. PK, quickly, I'll give you 2 minutes as well, quickly.
2 minutes, IP. First of all, this is the analysis. We don't gossip, we analyze.
Indeed.
And when
In
we
front of cameras,
we speak to facts as they are. What you are watching and seeing is a tight execution of strategy, and all ducks are falling in a row for Brian Mundubile. And the more they fight him, the more he's becoming popular.
People will be asking why.
And at this stage, anyone in PF and so-called Central Committee should not be fighting Brian Mundubile. In fact, by now, they should begin to align with Brian Mundubile, because he has come out as a natural lead from the confusion of PF.
He's broken out.
PF has been embroiled in too much drama, which was very unnecessary, and they exported that drama into Tonse. As a result, they lost NCP. As a result, they lost Sean Tembo. As a result, they lost KBF. And the Tonse said, we are not PF. We need to be seen to be making progress. They amended the constitution that recognized PF, which is no longer there as the anchor party. And it is that constitutional change that validates everything else that they're doing. The attack that you are seeing from the PF against Mundubile,
they are building him.
Apart from building him, is crying over spilled milk. The guy has outsmarted them, and listen, they've won a seat in Chawama using FDD. They are participating in the mayoral election in Kasama using FDD. Then
the nominations
for the president is under Tonse using FDD as a special purpose.
What does that point?
And the FDD president has
they're on the same page.
No, not on the same page. Is nominated for first vice president.
Oh, is he first vice president?
Yes, which in my view puts him in line as a potential running mate. So what you are seeing with Brian Mundubile and his team is that they've already secured Tonse Alliance. They've secured FDD as a special purpose of vehicle. From what I see between Mundubile and the Apostle Dan Pule, Mundubile is likely to win it. Between yes, and also between Zomani. Is it Zomani? Between Zomani and Chifumu Banda. Chifumu Banda is going to win it, and he will definitely be the running mate. What they need to do, this is my special advice to you, what you need to do then is consolidate now your support from the East. Get Makebi onto the Tonse team, and keep Nyerenda. Is it Nyerenda?
Brenda Nyerenda.
Keep Brenda Nyerenda, keep Fumubanda, and keep Makebi, and let Brian be your flag bearer. The rest Walwinda start aligning. The rest Celestino, Imano Mwamba start aligning. Your guy in PF, your president is Brian Mundubile.
Wow. I know they will not like this.
This is the analysis, but you know, the pastor is very unapologetic.
No, this is the analysis.
Because they look lost. The Luindas and others, they look lost right now.
Completely.
They are all changed now. They are attacking Brian Mundubile throughout.
And the way the pastors put it, there are two regions there, and for strategic purposes.
Yes.
He did not mention, but he spoke to it.
I hear you.
Wow. There is Mundubile from the northern Wapula and Chifumu province. Then there is Chifumu Kingdom Banda from eastern province, and then he also mentions tactfully Brother Makebi Zulu, who also happens to be from the East. But here is another, you know, feather in the cap.
We have to go, I
Brother
thought so.
Makebi Zulu. You know, he's also from the younger vote and generation. So he's got two major advantages in this hard to work together. One is that of youth, and the other is that of coming from the East.
Right.
So, you know, I think that would be, I would walk into the prophecy of both my colleagues, but then you said
we have to pack our bags and go. Otherwise, thank you so much, speech analyst, for coming through.
Thank you very much, and good evening to our dear viewers.
Thank you, Ambassador. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, IP, our host. Good evening to our viewers within Zambia and beyond, and very nice to have the pastor back again.
Correct. Painful conversations sometimes, but worth it.
You shall know the truth, and the truth shall set you free. Yes.
Wow.
Some of the political things, that the pain that they're going through, if they can just face the truth.
Yes. Especially given the time.
They just face the truth. They'll be happy.
Especially when you come to terms that Chawinga is in charge of the PF.
Exactly.
No, he's actually not in charge.
of the
No, he's a stooge of the people in charge.
Oh, I see. I love that.
Talking about pain. Me, the only pain I want to feel tonight after the program is champagne.
Thank you so much, gentlemen. We have to go, and the viewers allow me to appreciate you for, of course, having stayed with us. The last 1 hour, 30 minutes we've been around with you. Thank you very much. Remember the analysis. We are here to call a spade. Sometimes it might be painful, but worth it. And if you can't really succumb to the truth, then you might have to stay away for 1 hour, 30 minutes, maybe in the future. Thank you so much. May God bless Zambia. May God bless Mother Africa. Good night.
Good night.